Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to discuss about Python database API, especially version 2.0, and what is the usage of this API, how we are going to use this API to connect with multiple databases. Okay, and for example, you can take SQL databases, NoSQL databases Postgres, MySQL, and we have MongoDB, which is NoSQL, Apache Cassandra, which is NoSQL. Actually, I've opened the Python org website. It is an official website, and actually, we are into the Python documentation. So, in this PEP 249, a Python database API specification version 2.0, which gives the information about what are the main methods we use for every database. So, for example, in this, we have the connect, and which is the constructor, and which is basically a connection object, right? And the globals, okay. So there are some globals are there in this API. One is the thread safety. Thread safety is important when you're working on the multi-threading and parameter style, and there will be separate exceptions for the database, like warning, separate warning, standard error, and error is the main, okay, main exception. I can say it is a parent exceptions. Under that, we have the interface error, database error, data error, integrity error, operational error, internal error. So these are all like different errors, where in the various situations are like various data which you are passing, these errors may encounter. If you look at the structure of this, so it's saying that error is the parent class. Under that, we have the interface error and database error. Again, under the database error, there are subclasses: data error, operational error, integrity error. So each and every error will encounter depends on the how you are retrieving the data, you are sending the data, inserting the data into the database, basically, right? So there are some connection objects. So like close the connection. So once you open the connection, we have to close the connection, otherwise there will be an issues. And when you are creating a transaction, like if you're doing the DML operations, we have to commit the transaction and roll back the transaction. And there is a cursor object, so we can make a call to the cursor objects. So all these things we are going to use it when you're working on to the database. Okay, if you want to call the procedures, we have the function called call proc, and you can also close the cursor. Okay, and it's, see, close function is there in the with respect to the connection and also with respect to the cursor. That's what we are seeing it here. And execute command, cursor dot execute, like if you want to execute a query, like insert the data into the tables or something, we can use the execute query. And execute many, and execute all is also there, and fetch one, fetch many, and fetch all. So I will tell you the differences between these three. We are going to see these differences between these functions with respect to the various database connections. Then you will understand very much clear. But in one word, fetch one means you are fetching one record, and fetch many means you are defining the size, how many records you want to retrieve from the table. And fetch all, like by default you are retrieving all the rows from the table, so it's nothing but select star from the table. Okay, so like that, there are different functions are there, but we are going to experience these functions using various database programmings. Okay, so in the next videos I will explain that each database and how this is going to be useful a lot. So steps to follow to connect with any database using the Python programming, which is very important, and these steps we actually use in every database when you are connecting. So let's get into one by one. First step is the import database specific module, and this is the first statement we need to do, because every database we have the different drivers. Okay, because why we need a different drivers, why we need different modules? Because Python is a separate programming language. Database, actually it is separate entity or like separate software. On top of it, we use the language called the structure query language, that's called SQL. So when you are connecting with Python and SQL, both are two different languages. We need some translator. For that, we need a driver. So, or we can call it as a connector. So to work on those connectors, These connectors are third-party connectors. For example, you're using the MySQL database. So definitely if you're using the MySQL database, the connector is different. If you're using the Postgres, connector is different. So you have to install those connectors in your local first and in your environment. Then import that driver. So currently I'm giving an example is the Postgres SQL database connector here. So Postgres, so import PSYCOPG2, it is a module. And step 2 is establish the connection between the Python and database. So you have to make a connection between the both Python programming and database. How we can do it? So we can use the module which we imported and dot connect function, which is actually like database API 2.0, which we discussed earlier in the documentation. So we are using that connect, and host is equal to localhost and database name and username, password, port number. Every database has its own default port number, and I will give you in the video description what are the port numbers for the various databases. You'll get some idea. And the host name is localhost, or else if you are connecting with the remote server, you have to provide the remote server details, and database name, username, password, port number. So if you're not providing the port number is also fine if it is connecting to the default. If you are specific to connecting to the different port number, then you have to mention here. Okay. And step 3 is creating the cursor objects. Yes, you have made the connection between the Python and database, but you have to create some communicator. Okay, so the cursor is the communicator where it can take the communication between the Python and database. So by using this connection, we are calling the cursor functions. So that means we are actually creating the cursor object by using this one. So this is the third step. And the fourth step, using that cursor object, we are executing the scripts. So it could be a single query in the sense like you are inserting the one record, okay, into the table, or selecting the one record, select query. So any SQL query, if it is one SQL query, then you can keep it into the execute function. If it is a multiple queries, you can make it up into the SQL queries, that is execute script function. If you are parameterized the query or sending the parameters and all, you can use the execute many. It is a different function. Step 5 is retrieving the records in the multiple ways. Like we can use the cursor object to get the one single record. We can use the fetch one. If it is all the records, fetch all, and fetch, for example, 5 records if you want, we can use fetch many. So these are the 3 functions when you are want to retrieve some set of records from the database or database table, we can say. So that is about the step 5, and step 6 is the commit and rollback. This is about the transactions. Once you created the transaction, like you are retrieving the data or you are inserting the data, it's something is called the transaction, okay, into the database. So once you insert the data, we have to commit the transaction. Commit is nothing but like you are permanently storing into the database, okay. And the rollback is something if you're done incorrectly, you insert the data, or if you don't want to insert the data, or like you done by mistake something into the table, and if you want to revert back, revert that data back, so that time we can use the rollback function. So connection dot rollback is going to be used like to revert the data from the inserted table, or inserted the data which you inserted into the table basically. So next one is the step 7, which is very important step. Once you're done with all step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you have to remember this step because people used to forget this one in the application development. So if you do it in the local environment, it's okay. But if it is going to affect a lot in the production servers, if you are not closing the database connection. So what is the problem here? You open the connection, if you are not closing the connections, it will be a problem. We have to close the connection. So what kind of problems you face, right? There are multiple users are using your application, and everybody is doing something and they are not closing the connections after the session completed, and will be a problem. Like, so it will be load balance, like server will not create multiple requests and database connection pool will not be created. So that is the reason we have to close the connection. and we have to close the cursor object also. Both we need to do. This step 7 is which is very important. Okay, so overall what I can say that these 7 steps we need to remember, and we have to use these steps when you are working on to the different databases, when you are writing the Python programming. Next video I will take an example databases, and we are going to execute this code and we'll see how it works. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe and for more videos. Thank you so much.